Hey, hey, what's up? So, I have something that I wanted to share, and so it is my ability to do so. So, I'm going to. So, there's something that has come up for me recently in life. I got a little buddy of mine that I kind of go back and forth with as far as closeness, we've gone our separate ways a couple of times, and right now we're on a bit of a break, and it's really tough, when you care about somebody, but the relationship isn't working, and so for myself, it was just like it's not healthy to continue because or else it will just continue. They're sometimes kind of like drastic measures, and so right now we're on a bit of a break. Very limited communication, still a little bit, but not a conversation. I'm still trying to be there. I don't like just cutting people out of my life. I don't want to be that guy. But I in the last little bit, I've been going through some stuff. I've got a lot on my plate right now. And I can say this right now. This is basically the end of my this whole 30-day vlog thing. It's a nice idea, and I think that it's fine when I have a bit more structure in my life. But at the time being, because I'm off work, it just doesn't work for me. It puts a pressure on me that I don't enjoy. It's not fun anymore because I if I'm not doing it, it's like it's something I got to do, and then if I don't do it, then I feel bad, and that's not a good place for me to be right now. It's a thing when I figure like when you got enough stuff on your plate, take some things off. I think that it's pretty easy to identify things that you can easily remove, and with very little consequence. Really, it is to your benefit. The cost benefit analysis that goes into every kind of decision that we make, and I feel like this is the right thing for me. I'm very grateful for what I've learned on it, and I'm going to take a lot of like what I've learned and incorporate it and embody it into my style, whatever that is, and the things that I'm doing. I still have things to share, still have a message, and so I'm gonna keep on, right? But I'm gonna do it in a way that works with where I'm at. And it's something too that it's interesting because it's like, so I was married a number of years ago, and I remember I tried to, my wife, I was like, hey, I will work and earn the money, and she's a painter, and she was great at it, and I was like, hey, just do your painting, and you don't have to work. I'll take care of stuff, and it wasn't so simple like that, right? You'd think, oh, well, it's like, there's no pressure, and she's like, no, I can't work under that pressure. And I didn't understand it. I was like, what do you mean there is no pressure? You're just at home. There's nothing that you need to do to accomplish. But it's just something about that I think that I finally understand it now, where it's like, even though the pressure is not what you might consider to be pressure under certain other circumstances, there still is a certain thing that it's like for the creativity to come out, for it to flow, for it to happen naturally. It has to happen naturally. It has to be organic. It can't be something that is scheduled that to happen every day. It's not like that. It doesn't, and it just ruins everything when you try to do that. Yeah. for me anyways, and for her too. So, you know, yeah, it was a big lesson of mine. Was that one was about, you can't, if you try to like shelter a person, you can smother them. This is not respecting them. And also, so it's like you have to always ask a person how they would like to be supported. Some people, it's hands-on, they like it for you to get involved to help them. And some people are like, hey, I'll figure it out for myself. I will find my own way. That was a big one. Anyways, it's like a bit off topic, but just like, figuring myself out right now and what I'm doing. I got a new job that I start, and it's like, that is on my mind, and a lot of other things, writing a book, and then this YouTube thing, and then Spanish and yoga, because I study yoga with a school, and it all takes time. And then even with diet, and then with music, and learning, yeah, stuff with music is a lot too. It's huge. Was it like Lao Tzu says or no, because he's quoting Dante, but it's like the more you go into it, the deeper it gets. Anyways, and so like my little buddy there, he sent me a message this morning, and he was just like, he says, your essence helps my soul, and like a little sentinel. So it's just like, it's tough for me, because like I hear that, and so I'm just gonna say what I said. I was like, I can appreciate that. This is what I said to him, is that I can appreciate that. Sometimes I wonder why I choose to involve myself in things that take up so much of my energy. I wish I could just focus on one thing, but it's hard. There's a part of me that wants to abandon it all, but I don't know how. Despite all the changes that I make in my life, I still seem to suffer. Everything just falls apart no matter how hard I try. And it's beautiful because it always gets better, but sometimes it wears me so thin. And I get so sick and tired of just surviving, hanging on by the skin of my teeth. It's a miracle that I'm even alive, and I'm not, like, this guy understands me sort of, so I'm able to just speak from my heart forward, and not be too concerned about how it gets interpreted, which is special. And that's why I make an effort, with certain people, and with this guy. There is something there. There's a reason that we're friends. There is. And so, yeah, it's a miracle that I'm even alive. But I do have a driving spirit in me. And I guess that's what you see. Sometimes I see myself for what I'm not. So thank you for seeing me for what I am. And so then that kind of like brought about this whole idea for this video here now. And it's just about how we see each other and how we see ourselves. I like, as an artist, as a musician, or whatever, as a writer, it could be very critical of my work when you realize that not everybody's making music. Certainly nobody's making it like you. Nobody's writing. Like, there's a lot of people writing, but there's not that many. When it really comes down to it, there's way more people that don't write than those who do. So it's like, you can be so critical, hyper critical about the things that you're doing, and just like, oh, I'm not good enough. And it's like, this beat is terrible, or like, my yoga is not good enough, even though it is. It really is, because I put so much effort into it, and evolving a practice which is healthy for me and my body and whatever it is that I'm putting my energy to and working on. And so, and it's interesting too, because it's like, the whole thing of how we see each other, it ties in with to called astrology, because of people see, there's a thing, astrological synthesis, and there are elements to it. The sun sign is what most people understand, like I am a Cancer, and it is a very big part of who I am. It's who I am on a very deep level, but it's not the face that I put forward. What people see is, so my ascending sign is a Leo, and that's what people see. I make a very special effort when I'm out in public to always smile, because it's worth it when people who are not smiling see you smile, and then they smile, and then I feel like it makes our day. Something as small as a smile, and it's like, and people see that, people see the energy and stuff like that, but not the turmoil. I mean, because that's specifically what I keep to myself. I don't like, it's funny, I had a buddy say to me yesterday, because I was like going through a little something, a little existential crisis, as I do. And he's like, I appreciate your vulnerability. I was like, bro, all I have is vulnerability. That's like, yeah, I don't know. But it's just interesting how, and another part of it too is how the whole thing with like introverted, extroverted. A lot of people I've had come to me and they figure that I am a predominantly extroverted personality. I would say I'm more in the middle, kind of a both. But it's like I can be pretty shy. I was that way for a long time, but then I befriended people who were very strong extroverts, very strong masculine energy as well, and I studied them just to kind of get a grip on how to balance myself out. And it worked. I learned how to embody that. But, deep down, I'm still a very emotional person. It is, yeah, anyways. So, yeah, just interesting things. And so, at the end of the day, what I wanted to do here is read a poem. This is one that I just feel right now, and of course I felt it before, because that's how I felt. But so it goes a little something like this. It doesn't really have a name. It just says, some feelings are hard to express. So maybe that's what it's called. So it goes a little something like this. The more I fight against the dark inside me, female type of energy, I miss the opportunity to embrace what is meant to be a synergy. Sacrificing my serenity, I take a pen to pad as therapy. Can't control this wild nature. Perhaps I need an authority. Something to use as a reference which could keep me in check, that I can call upon each time that I need to respect the two energies within me, as I must honor them both. Perhaps in this ongoing battle, what I need is an oath. And so I hereby pledge allegiance to always honor the mother and the father for their energies, which can help me to discover who I am and what my place is in the dark and the light, and in that area of gray which exists in between the black and the white.
right, 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 right.